For our demonstration on torrenting, we're going to use this. It's an old abandonware game, so nothing to worry about copyright where this way. I've actually checked online, it's abandonware. What most first-time torrent users do, they'll click on download this, and they'll wait for it, and they'll come up with this, and they'll get the download box, and they'll immediately go for save file, and you should open it up in a torrent client. The torrent client I recommend is uTorrent, because it's easy for beginners because it doesn't have the bells and whistles. You can download it in like half a second flat. It's tiny. Okay, so I recommend that one. Don't click save file, use open with, because if you just save the file, what you've done is downloaded a tracker link, if you like, which is basically just a little bit of text, and that text tells the torrent client where to look for the torrent files, and it knows what it's looking for, it knows who's seeding it, it knows who's leeching it. Seeds and leeches are like people who are, say, uploading to you the finished file, and leeches are people who are downloading from other seeds. And yeah, that basically should just open with and your torrent client, okay? For this section, I've prepared a demonstration on RAR files, and later on, this will help set us up for the mounting demonstration. Okay, we have our pretend downloaded torrent here. So we right click on it, and we do extract here. Let's extract here, that'll do. Okay, remember, basically the software is just WinRAR, and it's better than WinZip in my opinion, because you can do so much more with it. Zip is just zip files. RAR files are much more popular than zip files now. Most zip files we use today are self-extracting ones. I would recommend WinRAR totally. Most torrents come in RAR format, and you can multi-part things. You'll sometimes encounter those in torrents, and you'll come up with about 20 odd RAR files, each one ending with something like R01, R02, R03, and that little number at the end links them all in from R01, and WinRAR detects this, and it can link them all in, so those 20 separate RAR archives will all combine and extract in turn and merge to form one file. So yeah, that's a way of compressing things to much smaller sizes. There you go. Oh no. Right, for our final lesson, we're going to look into mounting files. Mounting files basically describes what you do when you get what's called a disk image, and a disk image is a virtual CD-ROM, if you like. Imagine you have a CD in your hand and you put it into your computer's, disk slot. Now imagine you can copy the entire disk onto your desktop and make the computer think it's in the disk whenever you like. That's what mounting basically does. These are the three major files you'll come across when torrenting. First you'll look at BinQ. BinQ is quite a strange one, I think. Basically it's two different files. One's called a .bin, one's called a .q. It doesn't matter which one you click to mount with, you'll get the same results. Q is kind of like a shortcut to bin. I don't know what the point of that is, but it's generally a case of the bin file will contain, the entire file size of what you've torrented, whereas the Q file will contain just a 1 kilobyte file, and all it does is let you mount the other one, but it doesn't matter which one you do, so it doesn't matter. So pretend we click on any of these, right? Let's go for Q. And here we have the freaky techno Q file, which is what the mounting software, which I use, Magic Disk, will read. Okay, you double click on it and it takes us into bin instead. My computer, but imagine you just mounted it in Magic Disk. You go into my computer, into your C drive, and ta-da, there's your torrented file, indeed. So let's back out again, and let's have a look at ISOs. This is probably the most common disk image you'll find, because it compresses quite nicely. You know, it's simple to do, it's one file, you know, you can't really go wrong with an ISO. So we're in ISOs now. We are mounting the ISO now. There it's mounted, so we go into my computer, into the C drive, and ta-da! There's the ISO. All the stuff that was compacted into the ISO is there for you, ready. That's your finally torrented file, like. This is a DMG. A DMG file it's something that some people end up coming across by accident. It's a Mac ISO, if you like. A Mac can read it straight out of the Macintosh OS. And all you have to do really is, if you were using a Mac for torrenting, you double click on the finished DMG disk image, and you have the disk drive that's now on your desktop. Double click it, and there is your finally torrented file. And that's basically it. That's the basic stuff about torrenting. So please stop posting, how do I mount this, how do I unzip this, what the hell is WHEEEEEE, on the forums and comments. Oh god.